Oh, hey. Good morning, everyone. How's it going? It's, me. It's me, Chris. We're gonna make some emojis today. I was trying to come up with an idea for the live stream, and I mentioned in the Discord channel that I couldn't believe that it was Thursday already, and I still didn't know what I was gonna do for my live stream. And someone suggested, I'm sorry, I'm spacing on the name right now, that I could do some emojis for the channel, and I thought that would be great. I also want to update the ones here on YouTube, because the ones that I have are they're old. I did them when I first started the channel. I don't know if they're very useful. It's kind of tricky to make things very small, so I don't know. That's what we're gonna do today. I think it's gonna be fun. There's some new motion presets that are in the beta version of Adobe Fresco, and I thought some of those might be useful for this, so we can try them out. I can show you, give you a little sneak peek of what's coming, and I'm gonna take a sip of water because I'm a little froggy apparently. Just check in with the chat first. I hear the audio might be a little bit low. I think I was just a little bit far away, and I have a voice that sounds like I'm crying or something. I don't know what's going on with my voice right now. I think maybe I just haven't talked enough today. So me. Anyway, how's it going? Runman Designs, Jenna Hess, nice to see you. Diana Lisa Robinson, Skippy McHaggis, all the channel moderators are in the house. Paper Shaman, good morning. Illustrating, Trent, how's it going? Lots of channel members. So nice to see everyone. Thana from Germany, amazing. Yeah, hopefully the sound is better now. Let me know. I think maybe I was a little bit far away. When I look at my monitor, it is in the yellow, where you want to be. Seems like if I talk any louder, I start to get into the red. Nobody wants that. So I think maybe I was just talking quietly, a little far away from the mic. So I apologize. Well, okay. Glad to hear everything is okay. Good morning, Selly, Allie, Casey Gonzalez. Cool. Awesome. Let's do this. Oh, first I wanted to mention I just put a new fun thing in my shop, which is, let me pop it up on the screen right now. I made a vector skull pack with over 100 skulls, and there's so many. They're all SVG files. There's also transparent PNGs. PNGs aren't vector, but there's SVGs, which are all vector. You can do anything you want with these. You could cut them on a plotter. You could print them 1,000 feet tall. whatever. They're just skulls. And there's a promo code live, which is I believe 20% off. So there's that. Pretty fun. Check them out. There's a link below. Don't go check now. You can come back afterwards and check it out. But they're a fun little thing. There's also this other cool, exciting thing that I'm working on, which maybe I'll give you a sneak peek of in Fresco, but there's that. Cool. Let's switch over to my iPad. Hi, everyone. Pew, 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 pew. Did Dan, how's it going? Sam Murray, how are you? Young Word Morning. Okay. So I didn't want to go into this completely blind. Like, I wanted some loose ideas for what I would do for emojis. You know. So there's some super rough sketches here. I was trying to like animate movements because sometimes I'm not that confident in the motion side of things, and I think some of these should be animated, especially for Discord. So let's just play this nonsense. These are very crude, but I was just trying to get motions. I was thinking a fun one with someone like raising their hand seemed like, a good, useful emoji. You can let me know if there's things that'd be better. I got someone slamming their head on the desk. I don't know when we would use that, but I liked the motion. I think all of these need some work. I wanted to do like a dancing character that was just excited. And I don't know if that is dancing. Is that a dancing? Is that dancing? I don't know what dancing is. Let me know. And then a little wave. I thought that was fun. I don't know what these characters are actually going to look like. I wanted to make an angry person. And then the last idea I had, which I was kind of excited about, but I'm not really sure about the execution, is something that has to do with like, as someone with ADHD, the idea of the ADHD brain. And my idea was that it would be like going different directions. Like at first I was like, it was running back and forth, but it would have to be in the same spot. So I don't know how I would do that. Then I was thinking maybe it could just be like bouncing from side to side, looking in different directions. Does that sound like a good idea? And then Jenna requested a pug. I guess maybe we could make one of these other characters a pug. And then I panic grabbed an image of a pug and then a very old, very dumb pun that I drew. It's not very good. I hate the drawing, but the concept is funny, and I'm gonna show you. It's a pugalo. It's a pugalo. The drawing could be better, but that's a pugalo. And then I grabbed another random pug just because I wasn't confident that I would be able to capture a pug right away. So that's a pug. This is a pugalo. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I got to figure out what to start with. I feel like I want to start with something simple-ish. But I'm not sure. What are you guys thinking? Cringe emoji. So what would that look like? I recently got a comment on one of my videos saying that I was cringe. So that that hurt my feelings. Yes. So Casey Gonzalez, you said, what is a pugalo? So there's a weird clown-based rap group, the Insane Clown Posse, and people who like them are called juggalos, and they paint their face like angry clowns, and they are weird. And I made it a pugalo. That's all I can tell. That's it. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. I love the idea of a farting emoji. We got whoop whoops. I think that's an insane conflict. Oh, Skippy Mega said dancing looks like peanut butter jelly time. Well, that's I think a good thing. You know what? Maybe so I can get warmed up. I feel like this wave one is like simple enough that I can just make it sort of like a blobby character. And then we can go from there because I just gotta get started. First drawings of the day are difficult. Um, we just got to get in there. So let's isolate. Actually, you know what we're gonna do, because there's all these different animations here, and I don't want to things start getting glitchy when you have different amounts of frames per thing. I'm gonna start a new document for them. So let us let me grab this one. Let's copy this layer. And then let's make a new file. Do a smallish file because it's just an animation. And then we will paste that motion layer, make it bigger. Like that. Hopefully that doesn't crop it off. Let's see. It's close, but it's fine. All frames. Oh, let me show you the thing I'm working on. So if you saw my video recently where I did that transfer with that the Blender pen, and then I used Adobe Capture to make those vector textures. Well, it got me thinking that the shapes tool in Fresco could be very powerful because you can use it to have vector art and bring that into Fresco. So I started thinking of different libraries of shapes that I could make, and one of the first ones that I'm thinking of doing is like character features, so that they're all just like vector things that you can choose, and you could build your own characters. You could put them on other stuff, and they're pretty easy to use. So you just come over here to the shapes thing, and then you choose a menu, and we come down to character elements. I've already got 44 things in here because I'm getting a little crazy, and they're loading a little bit slow because I haven't opened them in this pre-release of Fresco yet. But you just choose, just grab this mouth. If you go to fill, you can choose vector fill. And now this is a piece of vector art, which is pretty crazy. And then we could come in, grab, let's make a new layer. We could grab some eyeballs, put these in, and we could fill. Oh, I did pixel. I didn't want to do that. Fill, vector, and you could just, there's so much stuff in here, and I'm gonna make a whole bunch of things, and they would just load in your, when you first put them in, it takes a minute to load, but these are all of them. But I'm gonna do lots of different things, and I'm kind of excited about it. Does this seem like a cool thing? Do you like this? This is Adobe Fresco on the iPad. And then they're just vector layers, and you can kind of do whatever you want with them. And if you could like flip them, you could transform them, make them look the other way. Endless possibilities. And again, infinitely scalable. So that's my plan. Okay. All right. Let's get rid of these. Delete. So I guess first things first, we need to figure out what this character is. I like the movement. I like the shape. I kind of like that it doesn't have feet or anything. I don't know if that matters. So I'm gonna turn off onion skin because I'm gonna use this as like a guide to trace over. So I'm gonna bring down the opacity and then make a new layer and start trying to figure out what this character looks like. So it is a very happy character because it's waving. So I'm gonna feel like the key point is the wave motion. So I am going to just sort of, I don't know, doodle a shape of what this happy character could look like. And I'm sort of, I think I'm trying to like exaggerate the features so that they read at a small size. Maybe it's very, very happy and excited because they're like, it's at me. I'm waving. Should it have feet or just be a blob? I'm not sure. Let me know if you think it should have feet. I like this hand just sort of hanging loose over here, and then this one could be. I want to keep the fingers simple, like not like a whole complicated hand. I feel like it could just, maybe it's like a ghost or something. Let's see. Let's bring down the opacity on this one and see if we can make it more fun. Youngword said, "Wait, if you can vector in Fresco, why am I paying for Illustrator?" Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Illustrator has its own strengths. It's different. Boop boop boop. Let's see. Dan, where can you find good tutorials on Fresco? Me. I got so many on my channel. Check them out. Also, there's a great class on Domestica by Kyle Webster. All right, so how do I make this more? I'm trying to exaggerate it even more dramatically. Let's bring this mouth out to the side. These eyes kind of bugging out like this. I can't decide where the pupils should go. Like should they be bigger? It's very tricky. Let me tell you, for me, the first drawing of the day is a doozy, but I think we might be getting somewhere. We don't want to overthink it. It's a tiny emoji. This is why I struggle with these things, because they're so small and there's like hardly any detail when they show up, and it's all about the, I think for me, this one's like more about the movement than anything else. So let's just not overthink it. Let's go with this. I can't decide if we should do some teeth or not. Oops. Let's see. Sometimes teeth can add to an expression. Maybe a little tongue action. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. All right, let's draw this. Let's do a better version. Let's make a tight version. Josh, you have way more control over type in Illustrator. There's a good amount of control, but in Illustrator, there's, so many things you can do. You've got horizontal, vertical, and then within the type, you can control like, the letter spacing, the line spacing, and all that stuff. But it's not a powerful design application like Adobe Illustrator. They're vector in, or type, but also vector in Fresco is shape-based. It's just like drawing with the blob brush in Illustrator, but with a bit more control. You also can't import like texture brushes or anything like that. You can do presets, which I have a video showing you how you can make your own. I have some that I made, but you're limited to only what you can do within the settings in the vector brushes, which I find to be enough because I don't really like vector texture brushes. I feel like they're kind of a hassle. So that's that. Hopefully that's helpful. All right, so I'm gonna switch over to, I'm gonna do this one with clean lines, I think. I'm gonna bring my smoothing way up so we can get some smooth lines here. And we're just gonna draw this. I'm going to start with the mouth because I feel like the grin is an important feature. Well, obviously it's an important feature. If you think, let me know while I'm drawing this, which one, what I should draw next. Should I try to figure out the ADHD brain one? Should I do the dancing one or something with the pug? If you want me to do something with the pug, aka Jenna, what emoji would that be? Please let me know as I draw here and ramble to myself. So this brush I'm using is from my Retro Supply Co set, and it's I feel like in a lot of my videos I'm using the classic inker, which is got a little bit of tooth to it. But sometimes when I want to draw like clean, crispy lines, I use this brush, and this is the crispy liner, which draws, like has very similar pressure sensitivity to the classic inker, but it's just a cleaner line. Like there's a little, no, this one's super clean actually. So if I want that same drawing experience, but with like a cleaner line, this is the one that I use. Just like a subtle amount of taper so that I can get those like pointy parts if I want to. But it's not so much pressure sensitivity that it's like annoying to draw with when I want like semi-consistent lines. But I can get some nice tapers when I have, like when I'm doing something with the arm there. Thanks so much, Nemo. Appreciate that. Oh, Skippy, thanks for sharing the Discord link. Oh yeah, Jody, smash my thumbs. 7:15. Wow, you're a trooper for being here. I usually do these at 10:30, but I decided to try it at 10 today. I think I might go back to 10:30. Let me know what you think. 10 or 10:30. The reason I did 10 was because sometimes I feel like I get myself into trouble if I have a little bit more time ahead of this, and I don't know. I run out of time because I have too much time, and then it's panic. So I thought if I gave myself less time, it would be better, but it wasn't. To be honest, it wasn't better. It was actually a little bit worse. I think I'm just bad at getting my shit together. Oh, I just swore now. Oh, actually, no, it doesn't matter. When I upload videos that are monetized, you have to like give yourself a rating for YouTube, and you have to say if there's any like swear words or anything. And I usually try not to. So I say, no, there's not. But I don't monetize my live streams so that you guys don't get random commercials while I'm here drawing and talking. So just doing this for all of you and my love for you. Okay, we're gonna go faster soon, I promise. I just need to warm up a little bit. Okay, so we've got that position. So now we can turn back on our sketch, and then we can crank through now that I know what the character is gonna look like. How did it get so big? Well, I guess all I need is that wave movement. Okay, so how do we do this? Let's I'm gonna make a new blank frame before this, and I'm going to turn on onion skins, and I'm gonna turn off this sketch. And here, what I'm gonna do is draw like the main parts that are gonna stay throughout the whole thing. So that would be like the body structure. Actually, you know what? I was going to redraw frame so that there's like line boil, but I think that's not going to hold up because this is a tiny little emoji. So I'm not going to worry about line boil, so we can save some time. So what I'm going to do instead is duplicate this and then just erase the stuff that we're going to change. So I'm going to grab the lasso tool and erase. I am going to erase the whole face because the face is going to be a different expression when it's not waving. But we can, now that we have this, we can duplicate this several times. Until we get to the point where we need to be. So I'm going to turn this one back on. Okay, so let's drag this wave thing to Hi everyone. Sorry, I'm being quiet. I was just trying to figure this out. Okay, so let's move this over here. So that's that position, and then we'll do this one where it's like a little bit further back. So, whoops. I'm gonna pull this down like that, and then just give this a little bit more of a bend, like that. And we can actually, I can use the magic wand to select this stuff again, since I'm going to keep it for that part of the face, and then I can just fill it in here. And then deselect. Let's I'm going to turn off onion skin so we just see the one below. And now what we can do is just select the hand part that we want to move, and then go to transform and then rotate it. But actually I think we should draw it because I think it'll look better if it's in motion more. So if everything else is static, but then this has more motion to it, I think it'll look more fun, and it'll give it more of a movement. So it's like burp, burp, burp. Okay, so let's duplicate that frame, and then we're gonna do a lower one. Another way we could do this is with the liquefy. So if we come down to the transform tool and then go to just frame and then go to liquefy, we could just use the warp tool. If we bring it to like a smallish size, let's see, that's too big. You want to find the size where it's not going to push the face, but be big enough to move this whole hand. So now we can just move this whole arm situation down and try to not mess up the face. Which we did mess it up a little bit, but that's fine because it's just this little spot. So we could just erase where we messed it up and then just come back to the layer before and grab that line again. Then come back here and just fill it in. So now we've got pretty good wave sequence. Like that one looks a little bit weird, but it's only going to be like a split second, so it's going to look kind of cool. And let's grab this frame and duplicate it and put that at the end. And then this one, so we have got like a little bit of a sequence. I need to look at the chat. I'm getting stressed out. Alfonso, you think I should color him purple because it looks like a young Grimace? I like that. Cool. His name is Stormageddon. Okay. Disappointed Pug is a suggestion. I like that. Angry Pug could be good. Skippy, you said a unicorn pooting a rainbow. That is interesting. Okay, let's just... Okay, so it's a pretty good wave thing. So let's do the position where the hand has not been raised yet. So let's turn back on the onion skin. So for this position, I want the mood to just totally change. Like the vibe for this person is not that happy. He's just sort of looking down a little bit. And he's so excited to just come in here and be like, hey, it's me. I'm the one. So what I'm doing is erasing that part of the head so I can drop it down a little bit so it's a little slouched over. Look at that. Look how sad it is already. This is already fun. I'm already having more fun now. Okay, so let's put the eye little things at the top so they're more down. Make these eyes a little bit more sad. So we're gonna go, oh, boom, boom. Okay. All right, we don't need those early ones. So let's duplicate this one. And let's do a few of these. And then let's do a frame in between. So I'm gonna duplicate this one, and then we're gonna erase the whole top part. What did I do? Okay, erase. We're gonna do a transition frame to get to these 2 points. So what I'm gonna do is just connect the 2 eye positions. So this is called an animation smear, where you just do like a blur of movement in one frame, and it's the most fun thing in the world to draw. Then we'll connect these pupils. Boop. I love how weird these things are. I highly encourage you to look up animation smears on the internet because there's so many good ones. There's a great Instagram account called One Perfect Frame where it just like highlights weird smears. And I'm just gonna do like a midpoint smile thing where the mouth isn't fully open yet. And then we can just bring the head back. Look how dumb this is, and it's so much fun. And then we could do like a midpoint for the hand, so it's like, could do something like this, but then you could also maybe do like some repetition, getting us to that point. Then we can go boop. It's so much fun. Hey. So let's see. I'm going to duplicate that frame once more. I just want to, I was trying to get it to like an even amount of frames. Actually, no, let's not do that. Let's do, let's delete that. Let's just put the smear back at the end. So let's duplicate the smear, and then that'll help us get back to the starting point. There we go. Yeah, I think it's funny that it does work good in reverse. Okay, so let's color this. Maybe we'll do purple, like Alfonso suggested, because he does look a little bit like a young Grimace. So I think we can turn off that there, and on this one, I'm going to set it as a reference layer, so we can fill below, just give us a little bit more control. So I'll make a new layer here. Let's choose a suitable purple. I like that purple. And then just gonna fill this in for each. Actually, we can duplicate the ones where it's the same. This one, we're gonna have to do some of it manually, but that's okay. Let's turn off the onion skin so we can see what's happening. So here, because of these hands, I'm gonna just color this part in. Just sort of like motion-y, if that makes sense. Okay. And then let's, whoops, fill in the eyes. Actually, I'm gonna put a background color just so that we can see what's happening. And I should have done that earlier, but I didn't, so I'm gonna have to release this reference for a second. Otherwise, it'll just fill around the character, and that's not what we want. I want the background so that I can see, to make sure I fill in the eyes. So turn that back to reference, and now we can go back and grab white. Boop, 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 boop. And then we need a tongue color, like that. New frame, grab purple again, and boop. Can't duplicate these because the hand is moving the whole time, but that's okay. Oh, you know what? Instead of doing that frame, we can just come back and grab our smear color, duplicate that, and then just drag that to the end. And then we just got to do the eyes. Boop. And the teethuses. I should have done those first and then duplicated those frames. That would have saved me some time. I just did a crazy whistle while I was talking there. Did you hear that? This is a little bit tedious, but it's not the worst. Do that. Okay. All right, and I think just a little mild amount of shadow would be nice, and we can do this in an easier way. We can do a layer. Let's release the reference. We can do a layer on top and make it a clipping mask so that we don't have to have multiple frames for that. DB Designer, you said, are you tracing it? I don't know what that means. What part are you asking about? Thanks, Readventures. Glad that my videos have inspired you. Okay. Alfonso said he said hi, but they didn't notice him. That's funny. All right, so what I'm gonna do is select this purple and then just get a little bit of a darker version. And then I'm gonna come over and just do like a little bit of a shadow zone like this. And I was going to say we may only had to do one of these, but then it probably will change for the when the body moves, but I think that's okay. We can just duplicate frames. It'll be quick, but I think it'll add a little enhancement. Just feel like it'll give a better mood. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring down the opacity so that I can use it on the eyes too. If you use purple for this kind of thing, you can use it on any color and it'll be a good shadow. And just maybe a little thing like that. Okay. So let's just duplicate this until it doesn't work anymore. And then we'll just get a giant eraser. Go like that. And I'm just going to pull that back. I'm not going to bother with more details on that one. Let's duplicate that. And then here we can just, I'll just do spots where we won't have to change it a bunch, or we can just reuse it for each of them. Like I won't put any on the hand because the hand's moving. But we can just add a little bit like this. We don't want to set the layer to multiply actually, so it looks better on the red. Okay, and we'll do a little bit right there and just a little right there. And now we can duplicate that for the rest of the frames. Except for the last one because we need our smear one. So let's duplicate that. Move that to the end. Now we got that. I know I said one last thing, but I really mean it this time. Adding a bunch of blank frames until I get to this frame right here. And then I'm just going to come in here and we're going to do a little thing that line boils a little bit. I just feel like he needs a twinkle in his eye when he's waving because he's just so happy. So I'm going to turn the onion skins back on so I can see. And I'm redrawing these so that they vibrate and twinkle a little bit. And I think it'll be worth it. Boop, boop. So close. That's the last one. Okay, let's see if I was right, if it enhanced. Yeah, there we go. It's nice. So we got a little wavy boy. So what I'm gonna do is just I'm going to change the canvas size just because I want to make it as big as possible within the frame. So by doing this, it's going to allow me to scale the whole thing quickly. So I'm going to move this to the edge like that, and then scale this. I can't tell. I can't remember. That's not the farthest hand, I don't think. Did I mess it up? Oh, I sure did. Can we go back in time? You know what? It's probably fine. It's big enough. So we can make sure we turn off the background, turn off that. Then we can go to publish and export. Export as me. Motion, I mean. And then we could choose GIF and then make sure we choose a transparent background. And then you generate frames. And those are the frames. So that would be our animated GIF. Transparent background. We can export it. let's save it. And let's move on to another one. Okay. What do we decide? Do we decide on something else? Oh, hi everyone. What are we doing here? Will, why are you always heckling me? Repugnant. All right, let's maybe I really let's do the brain, because I feel like the ADHD brain is something that is very real to me, and it's something that I want to use. So I'm going to copy this brain, and hopefully we can figure out how to animate it in a way that makes sense. So I'm going to do a new one. Let's paste it. So we're going to need room to go back and forth, but also have it be big enough that it is large in the frame. This is a tricky thing that we're going to do. So I feel pretty okay about the character itself, though I feel like it looks a little too angry or neutral, and I feel like the idea of being distracted is a little more of like a excited kind of thing. So I'm going to try to change the expression a bit. But I was going to choose a color, because I want the brain shape itself to be tones of pink, and then just have the face in black line work, because it's a little bit smaller within the emoji. So I want it to have more emphasis, so it doesn't get lost in all these different lines. But I'm going to draw it first in black, because I don't know, because I am, and then I can just fill it in afterwards. So to make it less aggressive looking, I think it's the brow line. So we'll come back to that and try to figure that out afterwards. But I just want to make these more, a little bit more tapered and more brainy, if you will. I guess I don't even really know what a brain looks like. I was looking at images and like icons trying to get something close, but I feel like if it's pink and has some lines like this, it's good enough. Oh, you know what? Let's save ourselves some time and do this with symmetry, because it's perfect for this, because we got two hemispheres of the brain. I'm going to go over to symmetry, turn that on. It's already right in the center. Perfect. And now we will just get this done very quickly. I could have just copy and pasted what I did, but I don't know. Maybe this is helpful, because maybe some of you didn't realize that Fresco finally has symmetry and you didn't know where to find it, because I feel like it's in a weird spot over in the grid thing over here. Thanks, Skippy. You said that watching you adds wrinkles to your brain. Tell me if you have suggestions for the next emoji. Also, if you have ideas for how I could animate this in a simple way to give the idea of like the ADHD brain going back and forth to different directions, I would love to hear those, because we got to figure that out. Also, I like that the top of the brain is looking like a butt now. Okay. I'm going to Do that. Wondering if maybe we can make it look happier by doing like those little cheeks. I don't know if that helps. I think it's the mouth is what's going to be crucial here. What's this little dot that I made? Get out of here, tiny dot. Stop trying to be in my art. Okay. Let's turn off symmetry and try to figure out this okay, that helps. All right, I think those wiggles don't make it look too mad. Maybe the I feel like I need to exaggerate this mouth a little bit more into like more of a smile situation, or like a whoa. Okay, let's see if we can make it look more like a brain with some color. Oh, I wanted to show the I don't like that pink. The presets in this beta version, which is they're kind of cool. Maybe there's one that maybe there could be a couple versions of the brain doing something. Maybe a little boopy. Sharp movements to the left and right, no tween frames, make it look shocking. Yeah, that could be cool too. Steaming brain, that's funny. Oh, DB Designer, yeah. So I had done some rough sketches for ideas ahead of time. That's what I was tracing. So in there's this new feature that's coming to Fresco soon because it's in the beta version that I'm using right now. If you go into Path, we've got these like motion presets. So like this bob one just like has a preset for a bob, which is kind of cool. And then there's like this breathing one, like a sparkle one, it's kind of cool. This bounce. I was thinking this jitter one is pretty funny. I feel like that could be one on its own. What if we do a frame by frame with like the eyes going in different directions and then use that? Let's see. Let's pause. What are we doing here? Okay. Duplicate frame. And then here, I'm just going to erase these pupils. And then do one where they're all the way over there. I think we're gonna need some duplicate frames of the eyes looking one way, so it's not like too completely chaotic. So I'm going to erase these pupils and then draw them back in. So there's like a little bit of a line boil. Okay, so here I will that's too much. Let me get a smaller brush. You know what? It'll be easier for me to just erase those highlights after the fact. Okay. And just use the modifier to erase that highlight. Oh, wrong move. Dum-dum. We don't want that to erase. We want it to be white. Because otherwise there'll be a hole in our animation when it's transparent. Okay, now we can do this other eye. Boom, boom. And then highlight. Okay, how come we can't see that eyeball? Oh, I think it's because the onion skin settings, but that's okay. We can just pretend we know where it is, because it's like this. And we want it to look a little bit chaotic anyway. And then in the middle, we'll just do like that. Let's see if this looks crazy. Who knows? All right, now let's set the whole thing on a jitter path. That's kind of the vibe, I think. Brad, it is shameful that I used the eraser instead of white. That worked out better than I thought. I don't even think it needs to move. And the good thing about this is we can make it bigger within the frame. So if we like change this, $2,000 is way too big anyway, but I'm just doing it so that I can, when you change the canvas size, it allows you to rescale everything all at once, very quick and easy. Looks like we lost our path, but that's fine. We can delete that. Just go to path and then choose jitter because it's a preset. I think it's funny. I am pleasantly surprised with how this turned out. I feel like that really expresses the ADD vibes. Let's, because this is just like the background is so static, we can very quickly add a little bit of dimension to it by adding like a new frame as a clipping mask, just like we did before. And I'm just gonna grab like a light purple, set it to multiply, and you know what, let's do a, let's use one of my coloring brushes. No, that's drawing, coloring. Let's use this rough coloring, not at 900 size. That's ridiculous. Okay, so I have this layer set to multiply, and I have it clipped to the layer below, so it's gonna automatically just stick to what's there. And we won't have to worry about going, like, we can do it real fast because we don't have to worry about going beyond the edges. Then we can adjust the opacity, make it a little bit lighter. Let's make the brush size smaller, and then we could do a little bit better with some of these details. And we could come in and use it as an eraser by using the modifier. If we decide some of it's too much, like let's make the brush smaller. Taper some of it. Could put in some little like highlight areas if we wanted to. I think just smoothing out some of these shapes and the texture looks a little bit better. And then it's going to be really small, so I'm trying not to overthink it. And let's just do one more, make that a clipping mask as well. Grab white, and then let's just come back to the crispy liner and then just do maybe a couple little, because it's like a slimy brain. Just a couple little highlights, I guess. Oh, that doesn't work. Well, it would if we merged it all together, which we could do. That's fine. We can do that. No, because we got a frame by frame. Listen, I messed it up. I should have done it ahead of time. I should have done it before the eyes, but we didn't. Everything's ruined. This one's good enough on its own. Good morning, Runman Designs. Thank you. I feel good about that one. Let's do something else. What have we done so far? Okay, we got a brain, which should... I feel like the angry face is fun and will be easy because it can just have him shaking, like, ah. That's what I'm gonna do. Or should I do the pug? Blade and Quill, I have the new iPad Pro 13-inch with the nano texture. Thanks, Q Edwards. High design portfolio. I feel like I need to do a pug. I'm a little self-conscious about it, though. Let's try to sketch it over here. I'm going to try to use this bad Pugalo drawing that I did. Let's turn on both of these. To save time, I'm going to try to work from my very old dumb Pugalo drawing and see if I can make a version that I don't hate, because that is not, I don't like that. There's a lot of things that I would do differently these days. I think this is probably like 6 years old. Let's see, let's get sketchy. I think one thing is the eyes. Like, I know they're kind of small, but like, I feel like pugs have these like big wall eye situation. Like they're just kind of coming out the sides. This pencil is too fat for my, like, I feel like they should be bigger way over here. And then it's like, nose in the middle. And I also need to keep it super simple because of the of how small it's going to be. And then it's like a very wrinkly forehead. And then maybe the ears can be more simple. This is trash at the moment, but we're getting closer to my pug vibes. Like what pugs look like in my drawing world, if you will. How many times do I say if you will? I don't know why I say that. I think it's like when I say something that I don't know if it makes any sense at all. So I'm like, I'll just put if you will in there and it'll make a little bit more sense. I hate when I'm looking at reference because it makes me draw things like they are there and instead of how I see them, like how they look in my head, and I feel like that's more important to my drawing. So many wrinkle situations is crucial, and there was like a wave of wrinkles happening. And then these, just that ear is not good. This is such a crude pug, but when I draw it with cleaner lines, it'll simplify things a little bit. I think those ears feel bigger. What the heck do these things look like? Let's come in here with the liquify tool. I love when I draw things live that I'm not confident with, and then you guys are like, wait, are you just trash at drawing? I mean, yeah, I am, okay? I am a trash man at drawing. I think I made it worse using this. Sometimes I think if I can push things around, it'll get better. Actually, I'm scared to look at the stream. That's puggish. That's puggalicious. Metalcore pug. So it was funny that it was actually a puggalo. He was a juggalo pug. Okay, what are we gonna do with this pug? That's the real question. Is there any expression? Is there any of these things? Maybe it's just a generic, maybe it's just a pug and it's just like doing that kind of thing. That's what we'll do. We'll do that. Just like a one of those faces where it's like you don't know what they're doing. Copy layer. Okay, let's go. Make a new one, create new. Paste. Okay, let's make this a better drawing. I do, there's some great suggestions in the chat, but I do like the idea of, I just feel like interacting with some of these like little dogs, like pugs or like Frenchies that are just sort of like, just sitting there staring at you, but they're not doing anything, just sort of like vibrating a little bit. That's what I'm going for here, I think. So now at this point, this is the process that I enjoy, where I am just like making my rough, crude sketch better, and I'm also not looking at any sort of reference. So I'm just kind of using my own feeling of what it looks like. And I feel like it just makes it so much easier for me and makes for a drawing. Probably overselling it now, but we'll see. Got this little tongue action. Plenty of wrinkles. Let's get this bulbous eye. Extended it too far. Oops. Just a little bit of a skin just barely holding this eye in its head. Could just come out at any moment. I think it's looking a little less hot mess now that the lines are cleaner. Okay. And then this, we gotta be very careful getting these wrinkles right. It's sort of the same thing as the brain. Pugs are just sort of big brains. Little brains. They're brains. Okay. And that. Got enough wrinkles, probably. Am I doing it right, Jenna? This pug has definitely seen some stuff. Okay. Just got a couple rogue teeth. Let's fill in mouth. And this, there's gonna need to be some like big highlights in the eyes. Okay. And we're just gonna, I think I'm just gonna do like a simple line boil. So what I'm gonna do is just trace it 2 times. Pretty quickly. So it's like close, but you know, but not perfect. But I feel like the mouth needs to kind of get a little bit bigger. I don't want it to look too crazy. But I just want to kind of make it, I don't know, moving a bit. Could be too much, but what I think my plan will be to, instead of just making the next frame at the end, I'm going to put one in between, and then I can draw an in-between state to make it a little less jumpy. At least that's my plan. Whoops. I'll just trace that over, then fill it in white. Okay, let's get through this quickly. This is probably not enjoyable to watch. I feel like animating things on a live stream, not the best thing. I didn't even think I was going to animate these when I had the idea for emojis, but then I was like, wait, all the good ones are animated, so we need to do that. Okay, got that ear, and then this one. Maybe I can answer a question while I'm doing this. There needs to be some moisture in there somewhere. There'll be some moisture. Thanks, Jody. Glad you think it's funny. Arch Neem Chris, thank you so much. Okay. So in terms of that like character shape pack that I was talking about, I'm also thinking about doing one that's like vector textures, because there's no way to, well, just texture, because then you can make them vector. Because if you're wanting to work in vector, there's not a way to do real organic natural vector because you can't import brushes. But with the shapes tool, I can make a set of texture things, and then you could make selections out of it. Let me just show you what I'm talking about real quick, because I think it has beneficial to be cool. So if you draw something with the vector brush, like this H, and that is now vector art, and then we come down to the shapes, and I go to this vector texture that I'm working on. Let's see if any of these load. Let's do this one. So we scale this up and then fill. Oh, need a new layer. Fill, vector. Then what we could do is come down to the vector art that we drew, and then just select it, and then come to our texture layer, and we could copy and paste, and then you've got like texture within your artwork that's vector, but a natural texture, not just a fake texture. Okay, that was a tangent. But it's kind of crazy that you can like make these shapes with the tools. I could do a whole set of vector textures, because I know a lot of people really love to be working in vector all the time. Okay, so back to this line boil. So what I would normally do is just do a new frame at the end and then redraw it to get the line boil. But instead, I'm going to go to the first one and then put one in between. And then here, I'm just going to draw in between the 2 points. So if you're not familiar, a line boil is just like the natural wiggle that happens when you redraw frames in an animation, in frame-by-frame animation. And it can have a cool effect for something like this, I think, because it'll, make the dog look like it's just, I don't know, wiggling, vibrating, alive. So I'm just drawing in between the 2 different points so that it makes it a little bit more fluid. And if that doesn't make sense, it probably won't make sense if it works when I preview the animation. So it's just like drawing in between the 2 different positions. Like that. And maybe we can put it on like a motion preset maybe, or just leave it as a line boil. We'll see. We'll see what we do. Because I don't know, I'm winging it. Just in case you were wondering if I had a plan. I don't. My plan is hoping that it works. Thanks, Diana Lisa. You said the vector shape thing. Blade and Coat, you can do a clip layer in Fresco for sure. That's how I was doing the shadows before. The reason I was showing you how you could cut it out was if you just wanted it to be the shape itself for, I don't know, another, like if you wanted it to be simpler. But yes, you could just do it as a clipping mask. At least I believe. I will check that in a minute. I'm not sure if I've tried to do that in vector, mainly because if I'm doing something in vector, it's usually for a specific reason, and clipping masks make things a little bit more complicated ish. But yeah, I don't think there's any reason why that wouldn't work. But I will confirm. That's a very good question and a good point. Okay. Sorry, this is a little tedious, but there's no quick way to do it. Okay, fill. All right, here we go. Yeah, that is what I was thinking. Now, there's a couple spots where it's a little too wild, like this eye, but we can fix that pretty easily by just coming in here and seeing where that big jump is. So it's like that space is too far to the next frame. So we can just close it a little bit. And let's see. That eye, the white part is too much. I'm actually going to make a background color again so that I can see, to make sure I'm using white, since these will be transparent. What are we doing here? Like, it literally doesn't matter what color I pick, but I'm like, oh, it has to be something that's not annoying. Okay, so I was using white, so that's good. Okay, so now we can see what the problem was there. It was too dramatic of a change. And I think it's okay if it's dramatic on the smaller highlights, because it won't be as obnoxious. Whoop. So we weren't using white fill on all of these. So we'll just come in here and do the white stuff. You got the white stuff. Remember that New Kids on the Block song? Actually, I think there was a Weird Al song that was the white stuff. Discard. Oh, because I'm in the beta version, it thought I wanted to send a report. I did not. Anyway, the Weird Al version, I think, was about Oreos, and it was about the white stuff in the center. Okay. Color the rest of this pug. Sweaty Cow Dog, funny name. You said you use vector for shirt designs and prints. I do sometimes, but realistically, for like shirts and prints, it doesn't need to be vector as long as you're working at a high enough resolution. For example, I do prints and shirts all the time, and I don't use vector for them, so I can have a little bit more control over the brush, and it's fine. Places that say it needs to be vector are mostly just saying that because they don't want to deal with people who don't understand high resolution artwork. So even though it's not necessary for it to be vector, they're just like, it has to be vector because they don't want to deal with low resolution artwork. But if your files are high enough resolution, it is totally fine. Okay, so I need to know, I need a reference for the markings of the pug coloring. So I'm going to copy this layer and bring it over here and paste it. Turn it on. Okay. So let's try to see if I can do this without a layer below to color. You know, let's just do it. Let's set this as a reference layer and make a layer below. And let's see, this is like a tan color, but I'm gonna exaggerate it a little bit. So I'm just gonna fill in all of it. And then we can add, whoops. Oh, I see the problem. It didn't work because we didn't finish the line. Okay, so now we can come back here and fill that in and that's, and then for the nose, that works out. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is release the Kraken, the reference layer, and then I'm gonna make a clipping mask on top of this color so I can do the rest of it, the eye part. So it's like this sort of maybe. I feel like we want it to be more expressive. It sort of makes it look like they're surprised. Maybe I need to stop thinking about the wrinkles and just let it be its own thing. It sort of looks angry because of the angle. Oh, maybe if we, Jenna, what are they like? Is that a thing? I think maybe I'm overthinking it. Yeah, Mick J plays. You know, that was my point. It's like people don't understand resolution, so that's why, you know, a lot of places will require vectors. Not that it is like there are certain situations where vector is needed if it's like, you know, going to be, you know, there's specific applications where vector is required, but in most cases, if your file resolution is big enough, it's going to be fine. I really want this expression that I feel like we can get from this, but it's just not doing what I want. Maybe it just needed to be wider like this. Then we also need to do this whole lower part, which might want to make the mouth see, now that other part is too much, I think. Maybe we don't need it. Yeah, we don't need it. It's better without it. But the nose is too it needs to be, maybe we just simplify it and make the nose black. Because it's going to be small. Let me look at it small. Okay, that's good. But we just need some moisture now. So we'll just do a new layer with the white. Some that little nose, little moist nose. And then we can turn on onion skins again. Okay. I think we nailed it. Is this everything you wanted, Jenna? Are you even here anymore? You in a meeting? Your new fancy job? Okay. Maybe we'll do one more. All right. What do we got here? You have to provide your own sound effects. Face to desk is what we're requesting. It is kind of a funny one. All right, we'll do it. We got the request from Skippy McHaggis. We're doing it. Copy layer. Back. New document. Paste motion layer. Let's make it as big as we can. Continue. Okay, so first things first, let's just draw the desk. We could put it like on its own layer to simplify things. Okay. Let's use a classic anchor for this one. Who knows? Well, no. Let's make them. We want them consistent, I think. Okay. Let's make this bigger. Let's just draw. Oh, that is not what I wanted. That's too big. I need to remember that this is small. So, okay. So just doing a line here and another one. Like that. And then let's just try to make it a little bit more accurate than the sketch. I wonder if there needs to be something on the desk. It's a little crooked, but I think that's okay. Maybe we can have some little wood textures. Make it look a little bit like that. Documents. You're gonna find out that I don't know how to draw perspective, but I don't think it matters because this is a chaos drawing. This was fine. That line got a little too annoying there. Let's, you know what? We're worrying about details that don't matter. Because this is a tiny emoji. We're just gonna write some notes on here. This is important stuff. This is a document here. There's a butt on his paper. Those are important documents right there, in case you were wondering. There's that stuff. Okay, we've got the desk. we can draw the character now. So let's make a new layer. And I think the overall head shape is fine. Thinking a little bit bigger. Maybe it can... I don't know if they should be bigger than the desk. Well, I think the desk should have been wider, is what it comes down to. I guess it was fine in the original drawing. I don't know why I'm reinventing the wheel here. Let's just stick to what we had. Okay. Just try to exaggerate the expression a little bit. I don't love the shoulders. Why do I keep doing sweet whistles? All right, we got it. The shoulders can't line up with the desk. It's too weird. These are the things you notice when you are tightening up a sketch and the sketch is fine, but you're like, wait a second, that looks so dumb when it's an actual drawing. We're just gonna move it beyond. We're gonna trim. We're just gonna get rid of the separation lines there. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm here. I'm trying to figure this out. I think I did. Okay, so let's just erase that. And okay. I'm going to finish this line below because it's going to help later when we're coloring. And the desk is going to be filled in. Will said you're free often. You can fit through. This is definitely the last one. I said but. All right, I think this is good. I don't want to add any more complications to it. Not even have hair on his head or anything. We're just going to keep it simple. So let's turn back on our animation. Let's turn off onion skins because we're tracing here. And then we're just going to make a new. Actually, I don't think there's anything that happens. Let's look at let's just look at the sketch. Let's see what we did here. So these are all the same, and then this, oh, there's one where it leans back, and then we just have the slam. All right, so we're not even using the sketch anymore because it's just very simple. So let's turn this. I like what I said, it's very simple, but it's not going to be very simple. We got to turn down the opacity of the desk so we can see what's happening here. And let's try to draw this head on the table. Okay, so I also have to remember that it's like just it's like intentionally bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not... It's ridiculous. It's a little cartoon head splat thing. Oh, but it's got to overlap the desk. Dang it, Skippy! We got to keep the head on its own layer. I should have left when I did the pug and been like, all right, on a positive note, let's just call it a day. But here I am, trying to keep Skippy happy so he keeps being a moderator. Let's cut selection, paste selection. What did I do? Paste selection. Okay. So this is going to go below the desk. Can bring down the opacity there. The head is here. We have a head. Fix that. Fix this. And then we're just going to bang this out so quick, and it's going to be so easy. You're not going to believe it. Okay. So the head is on the table here. And that's the back of the neck. I don't know how this implies that it's a head, but it is. It doesn't matter. And then we're going to do one frame in between where the head swings back. Eyes are up. Just very dramatic. And then, boom. We may need one smear frame, I think. I'm thinking, how would it even look? This is like a wild perspective to be drawn, in case you were wondering. Especially when you're drawing very two-dimensionally. All right, I think that might be okay. And then I think we should do one here where it's like I don't know, like a little bit wider. I don't know what that's going to look like, but we'll see. We'll do it. But that looks better than I was hoping. Okay. Dang it, Skippy is to become a new channel meme. Did I say dang it, Skippy? Okay. So we've got that. That is all we wanted. And then what I think we'll do is just do a couple rage face high twitch things here. And then I don't even know what that's going to look like. I feel like a big part of animation for me is being surprised at how the end result is, or turns out. Okay. let's delete that, and then let's just duplicate this sequence so it just happens a little bit longer. I think that's funny. Let's just add in some frames where nothing's happening ish. And then let's just let the head rest a bit. Trying to see if it needs one. This frame here, I didn't exaggerate it enough, so I'm going to go to transform, frame, liquify, bloat, and just make it bigger. Okay. All right, let's color it in. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Oh, dang it, Skippy. Okay. Sorry, I got confused for a second. Onion skin off so we can see what's happening here. Keep it simple. Oh, we forgot to draw the neck on all of these. Or is it just that one that we forgot? Okay. Onion skins. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. We are so close. I can tell. What does that mean? So the shoulder layer I think it can stay the same for the whole thing. Whoops. Ah! Back. Okay. Am I correct in that assumption? Yes. That's great. Let's just... Yes. Okay. I just thought the eyes being red would add to the vibe. Okay, and now we just need to color in our desk. So let's just I don't know. And our important documents, I'm not going to color those in individually. I'm just going to make a new layer below. And I'm going to select white. Actually, I'm going to select red so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to make a layer above real quick. Just go like that, fill it in, and now fill it white, and then drag that below. And now we have the head slamming emoji. You happy now, Skippy? This was fun. I hope you all enjoyed it. New video on Tuesday, live streams on Fridays. Thank you all. We just reached 70,000 subscribers, which is wild to me. It's been less than 2 years. I was hoping I'd get to 10,000 in the first year. We're blowing past my expectations. Can't thank you all enough. Yeah, thank you all. Smash the thumbs on the way out. Like and subscribe. Okay, bye everyone.